Hey guys, welcome to my channel once again where we talk about forex trading and how we trade forex using automation. Automation using expert advisors and robots. So guys, this is all about the EA called EFTP. I have uploaded a couple of videos earlier and you can see all the videos links in the description. And I'm using this robot since January this year. Uh, Maybe January and or maybe starting from February first week, and I got very good results with this one. And I have uploaded a couple of reports and screenshots and everything that I'm using it from last 7 to 8 months, right? But I'm using it on different accounts all the time. I mean, sometime on one broker, sometime on another broker, sometime on different pairs, sometime on 5 pairs, 6 pairs, 7 pairs, sometime on 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair. So I have used and traded it all along on all different ways. And most of them are real trading accounts and couple of them are demo. Okay. Uh, just maybe 10% of them are demo, but most of them are the real accounts. So since I was planning to move from this broker to some other broker, but since I'm running this EA on this account also, so I just thought to share it with you. And I have already shared the my previous video of this account as well. This is not a long history, but if you want to see long history, you can see on my on the description link. There is a Google Drive link where you can find all the reports and each and everything there. Okay, so this is just about 1 month trading. We started it from 24th of August and today is 23rd of September. Okay, so let's start from here. I will not talk about the whole balance. It was around 1447 or 1448, but since I think like I have deposited and then withdraw, then I mean, some deposit and withdraw create an impact on the graph of the trade, right? So, and it is just 1 month record. And generally, like if you have listened to my previous videos, I suggest to trade not less than 1000 US dollars. I prefer to trade between 1200 to 1500. 1500 is preferred, but if you can't afford, then at least trade with 1000. It is what my suggestion is. It's not that you need to follow that, because instead of losing small amount again and again, like 300, 400, $500 again and again, it's better to accumulate all those funds and start trading accumulately. So you see that I have withdrawn and then deposited 300 US dollars in between. Okay, so strong balance will keep your account grow for a larger period instead of losing it again and again, because 98% of the people lose money in forex because they start with wrong strategy, wrong expectation, and greediness, and they have something, they are not using the right strategy and the right account balance. Okay, small account balance using again and again with different kind of strategies. That's better that you choose a right strategy. You can trade on demo first and see which strategy suits you better, and then accumulate all the funds and start trading at one time. If you keep your expectations low, okay, market can give you more, but if your expectations are higher, then it might be overmatching, because forex is not something that is a money making machine. As I said, 98% of the people lose money, and out of those 98%, 98% of the people lose money again and again. Okay, so don't be one of them. Don't be in a rush to jump to forex market in your live account. Try it on demo, see whichever strategy suits you better, and then start with a better balance and the right strategy. And keep risk versus money management is the key everywhere, whether you are using robot or whether you are or whether you are trading manually. Manual trading, you can start with any amount, because generally I used to prefer to trade on demo account to have some confidence, and once you are confident, then you can trade with any amount, and once you're confident, then you can put some higher money also, because since you are confident. Okay, so this is what we started with. This 1747.38 is something because I withdraw 300 US dollars earlier, and then I deposit $300 again. So this becomes 1747, but this is 1457, 1447. Okay, 1447.38. Okay, we made a profit of 459 in 1 month. We're starting from 24th of August to 23rd of September. This is all based on the settings also. I have kept the this on medium to higher risk. If you want to keep it on medium or the lower risk, actually there is no separate setting for that. It is all about the lot size and the currency pair and the lot exponent that you will be using. So that is the main factor. So I have kept it open. So this is like medium to higher risk. Okay, and if you want to check on the report, say EFT. Okay, so we'll see it over here. See, like we have uh, withdrawn 300, then we deposited 300. This generally creates an impact on the graph, right? You will see the impact over here. I have withdrawn 300, then deposited 300. Okay, so this is because of that. And in general, the relative drawdown, the maximal drawdown, the absolute drawdown, all in front of you. Right? This is all what you wanted to see. It's all over here. And let me take you to here. It is just 2 trades that are going on currently. And I wanted to show you or create this video because tomorrow, generally I used to create videos on Friday, but since tomorrow I might not be available, and we have already completed 1 month, and maybe I generally don't prefer this broker, so I may use some other broker and will transfer the funds to other broker. So before I do that, I just thought to create a video on this one. Okay, so these are just 2 trades going on currently. Okay, let me show you one more account. This is a small account. I started with 1012. Generally I used to prefer higher, but I kept the risk on the lower side. I mean, the lot size or the lot component or the other setting. Okay, so but risk will always be there. Okay, so I started with 1012, and I know that in case if required, I can fund it immediately, but hopefully I don't require that. Okay, so this is just 10 days result. I should not have shown it to you, but it is just something that is running on my other account, and I might fund it with higher amount next time, but then I need to create another video to start for that, because then again my starting balance and then again what I fund would be different, and it will again impact the graph of the trade. When you withdraw or you deposit, the graph will show the difference. So with a deposit of 1012 in 10 days, we made 143 as of now. So you can make more than this or you can make lower than this. That depends on the market movement and also the kind of risk appetite you are having. Okay, risk will always be there, but it should be a managed risk, and risk versus money management is the key everywhere that I wanted to tell you. Okay, let me there's nothing to show in the graph because it's just a 10 days thing, but still. Okay, this is there 143.65. That was the amount there. Okay, the relative drawdown, maximal drawdown, absolute drawdown, and profit factor or anything that you want to see. Okay, so that is the thing I wanted to show it to you, and that's pretty much it. Maybe next time I might show it on some different account, because I might have to fund this account, or maybe I will use a separate account to trade some different pairs. So that is a different thing, but I used to trade on different kind of account on different kind of pairs. So as of now, these 2 accounts were running, And I have shown you my previous records, like you can see the previous videos as well as that link in the description, where the Google Drive link where you can see the previous reports starting from Feb or March from this year. Okay, so guys, that's pretty much it. This is all about the EFTP for this week. And enjoy your weekend, because since I'm not available tomorrow, so take care, stay safe, and stay happy with your family. Take care. Bye.